kind of taking him out of context, even in that clip? Wait, really? Can you please explain to me the worthwhile commentary of someone saying I'm like a cringe pro-Islamic terrorist loser from Turkey that should go into Yemen, and then you guys can kill your fan base can go and join the Navy so you can kill me? What's the commentary there? Oh, you mean just the beginning? You're kind of taking him out of context? You missed the start of his sentence? I love the brainworms that people have where they're like, no, you don't understand. This is actually, I'm going to sit here and intellectualize a racist screed that you've heard 1,000 times over from many different types of people, including in the right-wing sphere of influence, but certainly from liberal commentators as well. Like, the notion that there is some genuine, valid, principled stance here and not pure Islamophobia is hilarious, okay? It is no different than the Reddit debates that I saw, that I read, when, like, the two dumbest motherfuckers on the planet duked it out on the Trainwreck podcast, okay? Aiden Ross versus Destiny, right? Where Destiny's literal fucking argument, supposedly, was simply saying that one of Aiden's Muslim friends was actually a terrorist who died with a suicide bomb. He made a fucking suicide bomb joke, and then his entire psychopathic fan base on Reddit were trying to moralize that and intellectualize that to be like, well, actually, the likelihood that someone who's of Muslim descent, a random Muslim person who probably would die by being a suicide bomber, is actually quite high, which is precisely the reason why, making that claim is perfectly valid. Now, of course, the other side of that conversation is not a valid one either. Aiden responded by calling him the F slur like a fucking million times over. They were having a mid-off. Okay? Whew. I mean, here. You want to know? You want to know what his fan base looks like? I hope he cries on stream when his new co-host is in multiple pieces. The #1 political pundit in alt media. In the alt media world is interviewing Houthi pirates. You literally can't make this shit up, lol. They deserve all the things I cannot say. I hope he cries on stream when he sees his new co-host in multiple pieces. That would make me come, says the guy who has dubstep enjoyer, pro Second Amendment, sock them, Globe Twitter, DGG for life, which for those of you who don't know is Destiny's online community. That's what it's called, is DGG. American Exceptionalist, 40K, Las Vegas Sphere's strongest soldier, Ukrainian American. Just a real mentally stable guy. Clearly. Fantasizing about like some fucking 19-year-old Yemeni kid getting blown to bits by American weapons. Okay? Here's the thing. And I mentioned this before, and I'm going to be as charitable as I physically, humanly, possibly can here. I talked about this earlier without actually mentioning this person or the, thousands of other comments that I saw. Okay? I talked about this earlier. You only have this perspective because you don't have all the nice things that you're supposed to have. Okay? The thing is, we don't have healthcare. We don't have infrastructure. We don't have, decent prospects for education. Education being the most important step in upward social mobility. Our material conditions here in the United States are not great. Okay? So when you don't have any of those things, yeah, his location says Langley, Virginia. Shut the fuck up, chatters. When you don't have those things, I get it. Oh, he's a Fed. Okay, you got it. You're great. You noticed that. Fine. That's why he's probably memeing. But my point is broader than this, okay? My point is broader than this. When you don't have any of those nice things that you're supposed to have, and the only thing you have to show for American empire is just more dead children, more dead brown children overseas, okay? That's the only thing that you that's the dying rattle of a you know, the death rattle of a dying empire. It's the last thing that you can get excited about is like, yeah, well, at least we're killing people. At least we're killing people overseas. And it's kind of sad because a lot of people don't realize that if we weren't spending so much time and effort doing that, we could perhaps use some of those funds on saving ourselves, on making American lives a little bit better. Okay? Brother, please don't give these people too much credit. They're just racist. They don't care about all that. No, but where does racism come from? I talk about charitability to even racist people as well. Okay? Where does that racism come from? The goal as a leftist, as a socialist, as a progressive person is supposed to be changing the underlying material conditions so that it is harder to become a racist person, okay? That you're not radicalized by your circumstances. I know that these guys are not charitable, okay? But you have to still remember that there is a broader structural problem in the United States of America that churns out these results. Sure, the American super profits that we all benefit from make it so that our radical supremacist psychos rarely ever, become ISIS, right? Because we have the Westboro Baptist Church here, but what do? They LARP, and then they turn around and they go to Applebee's and they get $5 jalapeno poppers. That's what our radical, fundamentalist, religious psychos do. Okay? And then sometimes a mass shooting. But for the most part, that's what our radical, fundamentalist psychos do. Because the material conditions are relatively better. But it's not good enough. The fact that there are still reactionary weirdos out there implies that we have a lot of issues to solve. Okay? That is what I want to examine. That is what I want to work on. Yeah, no amount of bombing Yemen is going to cause you to get your job back after getting laid off. No amount of bombing Yemen or opening up new fronts is going to turn your life around. You're just going to, for a brief moment, feel like you dominated someone who has significantly less than you. And that's it. You think spiritually we've actually achieved something here, but we have not. Okay? And before people turn around and say things of this nature like, oh, don't you agree with these guys? Don't you agree with everything they're doing? Don't you agree with all of that? If that is your framework, we can have a conversation on those boundaries. You cannot come to me and say you're an Islamist, fundamentalist, terrorism supporting piece of shit. Go back to Turkey and the like. And then turn around and go, but actually I was simply making a reasonable argument about the motivations of this 19-year-old or Hasan's interest in interviewing him. Because that's not what you said. You said the thing that you said. If you wanted to say something else, you would have said something else. But you didn't say those things. You said the thing that you said. So why? Why is it that so many of you rush to act as though there is an underlying broader point here when time and time again, This person has demonstrated that they are genuinely Islamophobic. They've said it themselves. I mean, that's their perspective. Here, I'll run a quick, easy search here. Okay. Destiny addresses. I said Destiny Islamophobia. Destiny addresses the Islamophobia allegations.
Very, very clear here. I want to be very, very, very clear here because people seem to misunderstand this. People don't get this. Destiny's joke borders pretty hard on Islamophobia. I am Islamophobic and I hate Islam. I'm an atheist. Yes. I will make Islamophobic jokes because I do hate Islam and I am Islamophobic. Very, very clear here. I want to be.
It took me 3.5 seconds to come to this. It took me 3.5 seconds to find this. Okay? It's not that difficult. Like, this is a genuine motivator for his framework. That's it. To make this assertion that this is a defensible position is no different than the very same interlocutors that he used to own in the marketplace of ideas, the likes of the Sam Harris types in the past. So don't come in here and try to moralize it. Don't come in here and try. It's out of context, Lamau. Yes. He literally thought Erdogan was the Palestinian president. He's a fucking joke. I know. Is there more so we can't claim that you're clip chimping? I don't know. I don't know how to watch a full-blown kick clip overall. Anyway. Schizo's live reacting, so they'll be brain dead? Sure.
About the platforming and interview? What do you think about the reactions? What do you think about any and all of it, and why? Let me know in those comments down below. And then there's even more news that we got to talk about today, but I got to take a second to pay some bills, because let's face
it. Anyway. Also, who cares? No, I'm in a clips where he directly says Islamophobic things will convince those who defend him that he's wrong. No, I know, which is why I usually don't spend a lot of time on this kind of thing. Actual journalists like Ryan Grimm were retweeting your interview. Meanwhile, Globe Emoji liberals are speedrunning 2001 Islamophobia in your mentions. Exactly. That's it. This is it? What is this?
Honestly, I'm pro-genocide. Like, it sounds really shitty, but like, I think that Israel should just drop its fucking borders about where it is now, and basically Palestinians can go live in another place. That's really shitty, but like, that's about.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. You 100% you could say that. If you are a supporter of Israel, you could say that as a joke, seriously, and you're not going to suffer repercussions for that.
Also, Destiny.
Bashar al-Assad, is that this guy? No. Fuck, wait, who is this? Who are these people? Fuck, am I just supposed to know? This isn't him. Oh, Erdogan. Is it Erdogan? Erdogan? I don't know what the fuck to pronounce this guy's name.
Why should he know? Why should he know these things? That's the whole point. If you are directly motivated by racist screeds, and that is your substitute for Middle Eastern policy, I mean, there's plenty of evidence that you can compile from mainstream media that you can use to justify your framework. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know. You think fucking Klansmen know the intricacies of black culture or black existence in America? No, of course not. They don't. Why should they? If they did, they probably wouldn't have those positions. That's my point. The difference, however, is that in the United States of America, there are a lot of people, as a consequence of the 20-year affair that is known as the War on Terror, and all of the media training that was necessary for people to either turn the other cheek, look the other way, or directly champion that war on terror, have been brain poisoned into thinking that every Muslim is this like barbarian freak that deserves ethnic cleansing. So my point is, there are a lot of people that agree with this framework, and they do not think about what they are saying, what they are defending. They think about this as, you know, haha, whatever, who gives a shit? I can't wait for his new Wikipedia research stream so that I can actually develop my positions, even though I'm just basically, you know, going to repeat whatever he's saying. It sucks. I just simply want charitability, okay? Charitability. That's all I ask for. Charitability.
When did he become president of Israel? Previous.
That's it. It's going to be so annoying anytime you pull up a page on Wiki. No, I mean, I use Wikipedia as well. Okay, please don't misunderstand me. I sometimes even look at Reddit. The reason he hates people like you because you're raising the quality bar as a musical. No, I don't even care. You can be a music school dropout, which alone doesn't mean much, but he's also profoundly lazy. I don't even think he's profoundly lazy. I don't believe those things. I don't agree with those things. Okay, maybe he's probably a little lazy, but being a music school dropout doesn't automatically disqualify you, okay? Oh, I fucking went to school for this. Who cares? Okay? That doesn't make me more knowledgeable automatically. I think that the inherent biases that one has legitimately causes one to see things in a very narrow focus, okay? Whether it be the personal biases that Destiny has towards me, which he has also obviously openly admitted way back in the day. Those Reddit logs or those DGG posts are still very much available for all that want to see it, where he's like so upset about Hasan's success. I made him, blah, blah, blah. Right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Before I get to the heated Israel versus Palestine debate with Bassem Youssef again, it's not the fact that he's a music school dropout that makes him bad or not knowledgeable. There are plenty of brilliant people that didn't go to college, and there are plenty of dumbasses who did go to college. I'm a dumbass who went to college, okay? Doesn't mean shit. The issue is, if you have these incredible biases, it actually neuters your commentary. It's ironic because many people say I have a bias against America, that I'm America bad and America bad only. And that's my only commentary on the subject. That's not the only commentary I have on the subject. There's plenty of historical background that I provide for why I make statements when I do make said statements. Okay? And anytime I engage in some level of description, anytime I engage in a contextualization, people immediately go, oh, you're defending the bad actions, and you like the bad actions because America decided they were bad, and you're bad. You hate America. Okay? There's so much more. Anytime I give historical context, people say I'm rambling as well. It's just a way to, boom, stop the conversation dead in its tracks. Just agree with me. It's the same principle behind going, you're a terrorist supporter. You support terrorism. Why would you cover this conversation? Why would you have a conversation with a person? Why would you even humanize them? They're a terrorist. They love slavery. They love doing slavery. I bet they love doing slavery. And it's like, you don't know any of those things. You made this assertion. And the leading motivator when making such an assertion in your mind was racism. Okay? That's it. It's a quick way to just immediately shut off anyone who is even remotely intellectually curious. And is the easiest way for you to see issues with a slant that causes you to not fully grasp the situation on the ground. Okay? Folks, if you're coming in here and you've never watched me before or you've only seen clips of me, I urge you to stick around, because I promise you, okay, beyond the massaged narratives off of 8-second clips, you will develop a much better understanding of what I support and what I advocate for and where I'm coming from. Okay? I am first and foremost going to be charitable, no matter what. And I do admit that over the course of the past couple of years, the relentless attacks have made me infinitely less charitable to those, and it makes me feel as though, sometimes, inappropriately, that any contentious chatter is actually a bad faith debater. Okay? Interesting you say that, but then do the exact same. The D-Man used 8 seconds of clips against them. So mad, Omega Law. I think that is a charitable and honest framework that I have withstood time and time again. If Destiny wanted, to present himself a little bit better, I assume he wouldn't personally say vicious things time and time again. But I don't think that there is any way that I can convince you that he is Islamophobic, for example. Okay? I can't. Because I think you agree with him. That's the point. But it's okay.